Whole sports all plays. Whole sports all plays. 365, we making a plays. You talking the game, get you through the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. In the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, they working your faces. Grace up the field, so tie the laces. Whole sports all plays.
All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Easy Money, a sports betting show. Friday, August 26, 2022. We got a pretty big slate of games that we're going to break down today in Major League Baseball. Don't forget, starting next week, we're going to start covering NFL games again. We'll break down the games, give out our picks for each game, for every game, and then our favorite picks of the week. So next week, we'll start doing baseball and NFL. So stay tuned for that. Don't forget, we're usually live Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern, live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch at Gonzo Sports Room. And we're also live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch at the All Sports All Plays Network. And then starting today, we're also live on LinkedIn as well. You can also find Gonzo and the Judge Sports Talk every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 11 p.m. Eastern on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch at Gonzo Sports Room, and also on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch at the All Sports All Plays ASAP Network. You can also find our new Colts show, Around the Bases, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, Monday and Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern. So join us today at 6 p.m. Eastern for Horseshoe Talk, where we covered the Indianapolis Colts. You can find out both on the ASAP All Sports All Plays Network and on the Gonzo Sports Room Network. Also have Around the Bases Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern. YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch at Gonzo Sports Room. And then this Sunday, we will be airing Warrior Pro Wrestling 12 live from Danville, Indiana. We're doing live commentary and live streaming the event. You'll be able to see the matches and everything. So tune into that this Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern. Live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch at Gonzo Sports Room. And then this weekend, we're also going to start airing on the All Sports All Plays ASAP Network as well. So look forward to seeing everybody this weekend. Should be a great weekend of wrestling if you're a pro wrestling fan. Live streaming the event, you'll be able to see the matches and everything. All right, let's go ahead and jump into today's slate of baseball games. All right. Got some NFL preseason this weekend, but like I said, we'll start covering the NFL more next week when the regular season gets ready to start. But our first game today is the Los Angeles Dodgers at the Miami Marlins. It's going to be the first game of the day in Major League Baseball. This game starts at 6:41 p.m. Eastern time, with the Dodgers 1.5 run favorites on the road and minus 300 on the money line. The Marlins are plus 245 on the money line. Over-under for this game is set at 8 runs. The Dodgers are 86-37 on the season. Been one of the best teams in baseball all year. 41-21 on the road. They have a 7-3 record over their last 10 games, hitting .270 as a team with a 2.30 team ERA. They've outscored their opponents by 28 runs over the last 10 games. They will have Anderson on the mound tonight, who has a 13-2 record and a 2.73 ERA. The Marlins have not had a great season. They are 54-70 on the season, 25-33 at home. They're 4-6 on this over their last 10 games, hitting .190 as a team with a 4.03 team ERA. They've been outscored by 16 runs over their last 10 games. They will have Nance on the mound tonight. He'll be making his season debut. I like the Dodgers in this game, but the minus 300 on the money line, there's just not a whole lot of value there. So I like the Dodgers at the minus 1.5. Next game is the Pittsburgh Pirates at the Philadelphia Phillies. This game will start at 7:06 p.m. Eastern Time, with the Phillies as 1.5 run favorites at home and minus 290 on the money line. The Pirates are plus 235 on the money line. Over under for this game is set at 9 runs. The Pirates have been one of the worst teams in baseball all season. The Phillies have been up and down. They are they've been up and down, but they have been playing better, some better baseball here as of late, and they are getting Bryce Harper back as well. That should help them. The Pirates are 47-77 on the season, 21-40 on the road, 2-8 over their last 10 games while hitting .220 as a team with a 6.70 team ERA. They've been outscored by 32 runs over their last 10 games. They will have Wilson on the mound tonight, who has a 10-7 record on the season, a 2-7 record on the season, and a 5.74 ERA. The Pirates are on a 5-game losing streak coming into today's game. The Phillies are 70-55 on the season, 37-20 at home, 6-4 over their last 10 games, hitting .287 as a team with a 3.94 team ERA. They've outscored their opponents by 7 runs over the last 10 games. They will have Falter on the mound, who is 1-3 with a 4.40 ERA. I like the Philadelphia Phillies at home. The minus 290 on the money line's a little steep, but I like the Phillies to win by at least 2 runs in this game. So I like the Phillies at the minus 1.5. Next game, we have the Los Angeles Angels at the Toronto Blue Jays. The Blue Jays are 1.5 run favorites at home, minus 188 on the money line. The Angels are plus 158 on the money line. Over under for this game is at 9 runs. These are two teams that, I've kind of been disappointing. The Angels have definitely been disappointing because everybody thought they would definitely be a playoff team and be this year. But the Blue Jays have been partly disappointing because they got off to a real slow start and were not playing up to the potential that going into the regular season everybody thought they would. But they have been playing better baseball here as of late and are making a late season push and are right there battling for a wild card spot. But the Angels are 52-73 on the season, 26-37 on the road, 1-9 over their last 10 games. Hitting .212 as a team with a 4.50 ERA and have been outscored by 35 runs over the last 10 games. The Detmer on the mound tonight would be Detmers. He's 4-4 on the season with a 3.66 ERA. For the Blue Jays, they are 68-55 on the season, 36-25 at home. But like I said, they got off to a slow start, but have been playing a lot better baseball here as of late, especially since the All-Star break. They are 7-3 over the last 10 games, hitting .261 as a team with a 2.37 team ERA, and have outscored their opponents by 19 runs over those 10 games. They will have White on the mound, who has a 1-3 record on the season and a 3.63 ERA. I like the Blue Jays here at home against the Angels. Next game is the Colorado Rockies at the New York Mets. The Mets are 1.5 run favorites at home, minus 350 on the money line. The Rockies are plus 280 on the money line. Over under for this game is set at 8.5. These are two teams that their seasons are been going opposite ways. The Rockies are better at home than they are on the road. They really struggle on the road. The Mets have been one of the better teams in the National League and in baseball all season. But tonight you have the Rockies are 54-72 on the season, 18-40 on the road. Over the last 10 games, they have a 3-7 record, hitting .246 as a team with a 6.78 team ERA. They've been outscored by 31 runs over those last 10 games. On the mound tonight for the Rockies is Cool. He has a 6-7 record with a 5.16 ERA. The Mets, like I said, have been one of the better teams in baseball. They have an 80-46 record, 41-19 at home. Have went through a little bit of a rough spot here as of late. They're 5-5 over their last 10, hitting .249 as a team with a 4.24 ERA. They've outscored their opponents by 3 runs over those last 10 games. They will have Bassett on the mound tonight, who has an 11-7 record on the season and a 3.26 ERA. I like the New York Mets to win this game. Minus 350 on the money line is too steep, but I do like the under the 8.5 in this game. And I would lean toward the Mets at the minus 1.5. Next game is the Tampa Bay Rays at the Boston Red Sox. The Rays have been one of the hotter teams in baseball here recently. Their pitching has really been on, and their bats have started to follow. But the Rays are 1.5 run favorites in this game on the road, minus 102 on the money line. The Red Sox are minus 116 on the money line. Over under for this game is set at 9 runs. The Rays are 69-55 on the season, 27-32 on the road. But over the last 10 games, they are 8-2, hitting .249 as a team with a 1.84 team ERA. And they've outscored their opponents by 27 runs over them last 10 games. They'll have Chorgoys on the mound. He's 1-0 with a 0.00 ERA. For the Red Sox, they are 60-55 on the season, 29-33 at home. Have not been playing great baseball as of late. They have a 4-6 record over the last 10 games, while hitting .278 as a team with a 5.26 team ERA. And they have been outscored by 10 runs over that 10-game stretch. They will have Wacha on the mound, who is 8-1 with a 2.28 ERA. I like the way the Rays have been playing. I think the Rays stay hot here on the road. I like the Tampa Bay Rays on the money line. All right, next game, the Detroit Tigers at the Texas Rangers. The Rangers are 1.5 run favorites at home. They are minus 164 on the money line. The Tigers are plus 138 on the money line. Over under for this game is at 8 runs. The Tigers are 48-77 on the season. They are 20-42 at home. 5-5 over the last 10 while hitting .241 as a team with a 3.21 team ERA. They've outscored their opponents by 1 run over the last 10 games. They will have Alexander on the mound tonight, who has a 3-7 record on the season with a 4.03 ERA. The Rangers are 57-67 on the season, 27-34 at home. They are 6-4 over the last 10 with a 267, or hitting .267 as a team with a 2.83 team ERA. They've been outscored by 18 runs over their last 10 games. And they will have Otto on the mound, who is 5-8 with a 4.66 ERA. This is going to be a good game. Both the Tigers have been a disappointing team to me this year. But I like the Rangers in this game at home. Then we have the Chicago Cubs at the Milwaukee Brewers. The Brewers are 1.5 run favorites at home. They are minus 154 on the money line. The Cubs are plus 130 on the money line. Over under for this game is at 7.5 runs. The Cubs are 54-71 on the season, 26-53 or 26-33 on the road. They have a 6-4 record over the last 10 games while hitting .202 as a team with a 4.01 ERA. They have outscored their opponents by 7 runs over the last 10 games. They will have Still on the mound. He has a 4-7 record with a 3.25 ERA. The Cubs are on a 3-game road win streak. For the Brewers, they are 65-58 on the season, 31-24 at home, 4-6 over the last 10 while hitting 174 as a team with a 4.70 ERA. They've been outscored by 12 runs over their last 10 games. They will have Peralta on the mound tonight, who has a 4-3 record on the season with a 4.08 ERA. I like the Cubs to keep their road win streak alive, and I like the Cubs to pick up the win tonight here, as the road underdogs was Still on the mound. All right, next game is the San Diego Padres at the Kansas City Royals. The Padres are 1.5 run favorites on the road. They're a minus 194 on the money line. The Royals are plus 162 on the money line. Over under for this game is set at 8.5 runs. The Padres have not been playing well at all. At the trade deadline, they traded for Soto, brought in Bell, brought in Hader, and then they got the Fernando Tatis Jr. news where he's suspended for 80 games for PEDs. And the Padres have just not been playing well. But they are 68-56 on the season, 33-30 on the road, 4-6 over the last 10 games while hitting 208 as a team with a 3.17 team ERA. They've been outscored by 3 runs over the last 10 games. So they are 4-6 over the last 10, but they've been playing competitive games. I've not been getting blown out. Musgrove is 8-6 on the season with a 2.91 ERA. For the Royals, they've had a disappointing season. They're 51-75, 31-35 at home, 3-7 over the last 10 while hitting 179 as a team with a 4.45 ERA, or team ERA, excuse me. They've been outscored by 24 runs over their last 10 games. On the mound tonight for the Rays is Bubic, who has a 2-8 record and a 5.29 ERA. I know the Padres have been struggling, but so have the Royals. I like the Padres in this game. All right. Next game is the Arizona Diamondbacks at the Chicago White Sox. The White Sox are 1.5 run favorites at home. They are minus 174 on the money line. The Diamondbacks are plus 146 on the money line. Over under for this game is at 8.5 runs. The Diamondbacks are 56-67 on the season, 24-35 on the road, 4-6 over the last 10 games while hitting 239 as a team with a 4.86 team ERA. They've been outscored by 10 runs over the last 10 games. On the mound tonight for the Diamondbacks is Henry. He has a 2-2 record with a 3.57 ERA. The White Sox are 63-62 on the season, 30-31 at home, 4-6 over the last 10 games, hitting 272 as a team with a 4.91 team ERA. They've been outscored by 18 runs over their last 10 games. You have Johnny Cueto on the mound, who has a 6-5 record and a 2.58 ERA. I like the Chicago White Sox at home tonight with Cueto on the mound. Next game is the Baltimore Orioles at the Houston Astros. The Astros are 1.5 run favorites at home, minus 205 on the money line. The Orioles are plus 172 on the money line. Over under for this game is at 8 runs. The Orioles are 65-59 on the season, 28-35 on the road. They're 6-4 over the last 10 with hitting 232 as a team with a 3.56 team ERA. They have outscored their opponents by 7 runs over the last 10 games. They will have Bradish on the mound tonight, who has a 1-5 record with a 6.25 ERA. The Orioles are competing for a wild card spot. The Astros are 81-45 on the season, 42-18 at home, 6-4 over the last 10 games while hitting .284 as a team with a 3.58 ERA. They have outscored their opponents by 17 runs over the last 10 games. And we'll have McCullers on the mound tonight, who has a 1-1 record with a 2.5 or 4.5 ERA. I like the Astros to win this game. At minus 205, this might be a game to use in a parlay, but I would go with the Astros tonight over the Baltimore Orioles. Next game might be the game of the night. Or excuse me. No, not yet. I skipped a game. Next game is the San Francisco Giants at the Minnesota Twins. The Twins are 1.5 run favorites on the road, minus 132 on the money line. The Giants are plus 112 on the money line. Over-under for this game is set at 7.5 runs. The Giants are 61-62 on the season, 27-33 on the road. They're 5-5 over the last 10 games while hitting .218 as a team with a 3.80 team ERA. They've been outscored by 5 runs over the last 10 games. They will have Wood on the mound, who has an 8-10 record on the season with a 4.54 ERA. For the Twins, they are 62-61 on the season, 35-28 at home. They have a record of 4-6 on the over the last 10 games while hitting .225 as a team with a 3.07 team ERA. They have an even run differential over the last 10 games. They will have Ryan on the mound tonight, who has a 9-6 record with a 3.86 ERA. The Twins are on a 6-game losing streak. This should be a good game tonight, but I think the Twins are going. I like the Twins to snap their 6-game losing streak tonight against the San Francisco Giants. All right, next game of the night, it could very well be the best game of the night, as we have the hot Atlanta Braves at the hot St. Louis Cardinals. These have been two of the hottest teams in baseball here over the last week or so. The Braves are 1.5 run favorites. They're minus 162 on the money line. The Cardinals are plus 136 on the money line. Over-under for this game is set at 7 runs. Like I said, both these teams have been hot. The Braves are 78-48 on the season, 36-24 on the road, 8-2 over the last 10 games while hitting .266 as a team with a 2.35 team ERA over that stretch. They've outscored their opponent by 38 runs over the last 10 games. The Cardinals, on the mound tonight for the Braves is Strider. He has a 7-4 record on the season with a 2.95 ERA, and the Braves are on a 3-game winning streak. But they're taking on the red-hot Cardinals as well. The Cardinals are 72-53 on the season, 40-21 at home, 8-2 over the last 10, while hitting .319 as a team with a 2.45 team ERA. They've outscored their opponents by 40 runs over the last 10 games, and we'll have Quintana on the mound tonight with a 3.45 ERA. I like the Cardinals as home dogs here to stay hot. Then you have the Yankees against the Oakland Athletics. Two teams going in opposite directions. Even though the Yankees have struggled here a little bit recently, they are still have been one of the best teams in baseball. The Yankees are 1.5 run favorites. They're minus 255 on the money line. The Athletics are plus 210 on the money line. Over-under for this game is at 6.5 runs. The Yankees are a big favorite in this game. They're 77-48 on the season, 32-28 on the road, 5-5 over their last 10 games, hitting .249 as a team with a 3.86 team ERA. They have been outscored by 4 runs over the last 10 games. They will have Garrett Cole on the mound, who has a 9-6 record and a 3.41 ERA. The Yankees are on a 4-game win streak. The Athletics are 46-80, 20-42 at home, 5-5 over the last 10 games while hitting .227 as a team with a 4.85 team ERA. They've been outscored by 16 runs over the last 10 games. On the mound for the Athletics will be Sears, who has a 5-0 record and a 1.93 ERA. And then last game of the night, we have the Cleveland Guardians at the Seattle Mariners. The Guardians are 66-57 the Guardians are 1.5 run favorites. They're minus 116 on the money line. The Mariners are minus 102 on the money line. Over under for this game is set at 7 runs. I like the Mariners in this game. The Mariners have been hot, and they have Gilbert on the mound who is 10-5 on the season. But all right, let's get to our picks of the day for today. Picks of the day, I like the Toronto Blue Jays money line over the Los Angeles Angels, the Tampa Bay Rays money line over the Boston Red Sox, the Chicago White Sox money line over the Diamondbacks, Cubs money line over the Brewers, the Padres money line over the Royals, and then I like the Cardinals money line over the Braves and the Seattle Mariners money line over the Cleveland Guardians. I want to thank everybody for joining us today. We will see everybody Monday at 3 p.m. Eastern for another episode of Easy Money, a sports betting show. Hope everybody has a great weekend. Stay safe.
All sports, all plays. Yeah. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. 365, we making a plays. We talking the game, get you through the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. In the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, like working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. All sports, all plays.